So let's get on to the IPO. So I saw an article, or I saw a bit of hype actually, because on the 10th of, when was it? Thursday. So 10th of December, Airbnb launched their IPO. And I had a few questions going, hey Simon, should I invest in the Airbnb IPO? Now, my quick answer was, hell freaking no. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, can't advise you to do anything, but I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. And I think you would be pretty foolish to do so if you did. Now, there is a way to make money with tech IPOs, but it's definitely not by buying them on launch, okay? So what I quickly did is I did a little Google and I found a little article which had basically all the IPOs in 2019. I've said this for years. What typically happens, a rough rule of thumb, is that a tech IPO will literally halve in its stock price within the first 6 months of listing, and then typically it goes up, typically. But you can't really bank on that. But what you can bank on it is it crashing. And so I found a list of all the 2019 IPOs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to minimize these a little bit. Oopsie daisy.
A few moments later.
Let's do this. Okay, so here's the little list. And what we're going to do is just run through the list. So let's start from the top. Uber. It's normally on the NASDAQ. So let's have a look. Let's going to zoom out. Well, what do you know? Uber started off up here around 40s, and then dropped down to 16, 15 within, maybe not within 6 months, but definitely within a year. So again, game over. If you want to buy and hold tech stocks, just give it 6 to 12 months and then buy the dip. So that's Uber. What's next? Pinterest. So Pinterest. Started here around 23 and then crashed to 10. So what tends to happen, especially with the Facebook one, I said this with the Facebook IPO, that normally we do see a little rally before it then collapses, because with IPOs you have seed investors, so people helping the company IPO, and what happens is that they need to exit. They've been promised all sorts of stuff and they need to exit, and so people, the dumb public, buy on hype, and hence why, hey, look, Pinterest, everyone goes and buys Pinterest, because guess what? Loads of fund managers are adding them to their portfolios and stuff like that. And then all the seed IPO investors go, sweet, I'm going to get out my original capital. And then it just crashes everything. So so that's typically what happens. ICOs, IPOs, all the same thing. So that's Pinterest. I'm going to try and speed this up. So Lyft. NASDAQ. Okay, started way up here, 80s, 90s, crashed down to 14. Whew, not good. So we've got Jumia, whatever Jumia is, no idea what they are. Again, I don't trade stocks. Started, let's get on the weekly chart. It's going to save me from zooming in and out. There we go. Weekly chart started at 20, went down to 2. Jumia. Smile Direct Club. What is that? A dentist? Dentures? I don't know. Smile Direct Club started up here, 20, went down to 2, 3. What is it? Fiverr. We've all used Fiverr, surely. Yeah, CMI. Again, if this is really boring, sorry. So Fiverr did actually all right-ish, but we've got to. So it's done all right since, but when you zoom in, this is what happened. It started off at 25 and then crashed down to sort of 17. So it still had that before it did rally. We had that. So Fiverr, PagerDuty, whatever that is. Again, started at 37-ish, went down to 12. The Real, whatever that is. Real. I haven't heard of most of these actually. No, not the Brazilian Real. Here we go. Started at 28.30, crashed down to 6 or 5. Fastly. Okay, so this So it looks really good on the weekly chart, but don't forget it started at 20 and it crashed down to 10. Yeah. So Fastly, what's next? Medallia. Nope, double L. Oh my lord, I can't spell. Medallia. Same thing, started at 34, ended up at 15. And so on and so on. Like, we can go all the way down this list. Let's just do Slack. Come on, everyone's heard of Slack. Let's do the ones that we know. Slack, again, 38.40, all the way down to 15. Zoom. Now, you would have thought Zoom had done really well. Let's have a look. Especially in 2020. So Zoom video, that's that. Yeah, so Zoom actually did all right in May. It really didn't actually go below its opening price, which is interesting. So, and then it's just gone meteoric. Looks like Bitcoin in 2017, actually. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So if you are thinking of, it looks like Airbnb. We haven't actually looked at Airbnb. Yeah, it's brand new. Let's move on to the daily chart, and it's not looking nice, is it? Oh man, imagine IPOing your company and it starts off with a high test candle. It's not looking good, is it? So yeah, I really wouldn't, and it won't do well at all. I mean, in fact, if I did trade stocks, I'd be shorting the shit out of Airbnb because people aren't allowed to travel. We're not allowed to, especially in the UK. So Airbnb's screwed in the UK pretty much, and I'm guessing much of the rest of the world. So yeah, just don't do tech IPOs. It's not worth it. Cool. Any questions? Oh, we got one from James looking at the FTSE. Yeah, I can look at the FTSE. Oh yeah, before we do that, sorry, I also got another list of IPOs in 2020. It's worth having a look. They all do pretty much the same thing. Came across this article as well, which I found interesting. It's basically, sorry, not this one. Debenhams gone bust. That's no surprise at all. High Street is screwed, as I keep saying. House price inflation shows the stamp duty holiday was a false economy. Well, no shit. It's obvious. I said it on day one, but we should make a permanent cut. Yeah, fine. Yeah, it's interesting to say the least.